The most hated movie ever. And it didn't even come out yet. 1 million dislikes.
If you want the thing you love,
You did it! Congratulations! Great job, everybody. It's great to meet you.
You know, I have to admit that I didn't think it was possible. The skeptic in me said it could never be done, and yet somehow Snow White always finds a way to subvert my expectations. That's right, just a couple of days ago, the official's trailer for Snow White passed the epic milestone of 1 million dislikes. And with a grand total of 40,000 upvotes, that gives it a ratio of 96% dislikes, becoming officially the most hated movie trailer in all of YouTube history.
It's actually, I'm not even mad. That's amazing.
I mean, they always said this movie was going to break records, and life has a funny way of delivering when you least expect it. Honestly, I'm actually just amazed that 40,000 people took a look at this and thought to themselves, yeah, this is definitely enriching the art of modern cinema. Can't wait to shell out a couple of $100 to see this with the family. Tell me, what aspect of this movie are you most excited about? Is it the nightmarish monstrosities in vaguely humanoid form that can't seem to decide if they want to be hyper-stylized, exaggerated cartoons, or photorealistic humans with dwarfism, and instead chose some unholy melding of the two that makes you question your decision to have functioning eyeballs? Is it the tediously predictable princess who saves herself trope that's been used and abused harder than Movie Bob's local buffet restaurant? Is it the least believable pairing in cinema history that sees this woman being jealous of this woman's theoretical beauty? Is it the film's star who somehow managed to fight her way to the very top to take the crown as the most insufferable actor in Hollywood, beating off some pretty stiff competition, I might add?
Yes.
Or is it perhaps the complete destruction of everything the original movie and the fairy tale it was based on was supposed to represent? So many decisions. You know, living in this little YouTube bubble like we do, it's easy to forget that a lot of what we talk about here doesn't really cross over into mainstream awareness. The Ray movies ditched its lead writer for like the 5th time? Who cares? General audiences won't even be aware of little dramas like that. Generic Hollywood celebrity number 4271 had a meltdown on social media about the Orange Man for like the 5th time this week. So what? Most people in the real world won't know or care about any of it. But Snow White seems to be a very different beast. It might just be one of those rare cases that makes the leap from lolcow internet drama into the real world, with actual real world repercussions at the box office. I mean, if 1 million people took a look at that YouTube trailer and decided they hated it, imagine how many millions more are just going to quietly ignore the film and never watch it. I'll be honest here, I don't think I've ever seen such antagonism towards a film in my life. Jesus, even The Marvels, arguably the most disastrous flop in MCU history, headed up by one of the most wildly unpopular characters in the entire franchise, still managed to scrape together a 54% positive rating on the trailer. Even Cleopatra, truly the worst of the worst, the ridiculous Netflix pseudo-documentary that asked us to ignore facts, verified historical records, and simple common sense in favour of massaging the ego of the show's executive producer.
I remember my grandmother saying to me, I don't care what they tell you in school, Cleopatra was black.
you don't know what you're talking.
Like when you think your grandmother has all the experience in the world and she's just spitting facts and knows everything. You know, my grandma said so.
Talking about you.
Still managed to get away with a meager 93% dislike ratio. Snow White really is a next level disaster for Disney, and honestly, short of scrapping the entire project and just taking the tax write-off, I can't even think of a way they could pull this one back and save face. They've already delayed the film by more than a year, probably praying that the controversies would die down while they desperately scramble to rewrite and reshoot it into something that doesn't make the audience want to gouge their own eyes out with a rusty spoon. They put Rachel Zegler on the apology tour to try and soften her public image, and she used every ounce of her acting ability to pretend that she really liked and respected the original movie, and that she wasn't just an obnoxious, abrasive, self-absorbed arsehole. None of it worked, and so here we are, staring down the barrel of Snow White's release date, which is barely 7 weeks away. The board's been set, the pieces are in place, and it's about time to play the game. And something tells me it's not going to be an enjoyable one for Disney. It will be for us though.
It's Hollywood, baby.
Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
Oh, you're just sending me away. Boo.